Hello, it's been a while since I made a Halo Infinite video, and I'll be honest, it's purely because I just didn't enjoy Season 4 that much. There wasn't a whole lot in there for me by the time we reached like the third month of the season. However, being pretty excited about the Season 5 stuff, obviously with things like campaign AI in Forge, Firefight, the new Flood cosmetics, 2 new maps, and new game modes and things. Seems like 343 have really kind of turned things around, and the numbers that they are getting on the first day do reflect that. Currently, as I am talking to you, Halo Infinite has 15,309 people concurrently online on Steam alone. If I had to throw a random, somewhat educated guess, I would say between 40 and 50,000 people in total are currently playing Halo Infinite, which is really good. That would be the highest numbers we've seen since May 2022, which is 17 months ago. The peak on Steam in May 2022 was 21,000. So with the player base, I mean, it's very quickly rising, could get to 17,000 in the next couple of hours. It'll be very close to reaching that number, and who knows, if big streamers start playing the game, if maybe some people are still downloading, if 343 pushes this a bit more, who knows, maybe it could beat that number, which would then mean Halo Infinite would be at its highest population since February of 2022, which is almost dating back to like the first 3 release months. In fact, that would be the 4th month, so that's really good. If Halo Infinite can get back to the stage where it's bouncing between 20 and 30,000 concurrent on Steam alone, nobody can call it a dead game anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure that would slot it into like the top 50 games in Steam for concurrent users. So hopefully this is a bit of a comeback. I think we all know it's never going to reach the numbers that it had at launch, because it would have to top 100,000 players, which it's never going to do. But this is a good salvage from 343. It seems like the change in management, obviously, the now seasonality that they have, you know, every 3 or 4 months bringing out a season, and it seems like they're bringing out more content every season, even without having to make the seasons longer, gaps between each other. Just seems like this new management has things kind of under control, and also they're a lot smarter in their approach. You will notice they are bringing lots more tools to the community, such as the Forge improvements and campaign AI and things, and Firefight, which will allow the community to bring more content to the game as well, which will increase player retention. Very, very smart. It means that 343 essentially have to do less work to keep the content coming, and yeah, people still play the game. So I've seen some really cool stuff as well. I've seen someone, I'll put a video on screen now, someone on Twitter posted this, where they've already made like a really cool proof of concept for like a Forge campaign mission, I guess. And it kind of looks like Halo Wars in first person as well, I guess you could say. So you're playing as Chief, obviously. You can command the Marines around and tell them where to go, tell them what enemies to attack, and then the forgeable campaign AI are placed down and will attack back, and you have this little mini battle going on in this block-out arena. Obviously, if that's changed to more of an environmented, like arted scene, it could be really cool, and people could make custom firefight maps, custom mini campaign missions, boss battles, stuff like that have replayability and will keep people playing the game. So yeah, the new maps are cool as well. I'm not a huge fan of Forbidden. Like, I like the theme of it, but for some reason I just seem to be bad at that map, so just personal opinion. Like, it's not for me. I struggle on that one, whereas I've played 2 games on Prism and I won them both pretty convincingly. So for whatever reason, the layout of that map just lends itself to my playstyle or something a bit more. Maybe I'm just becoming more of a casual player because I know that Forbidden is an arena map. So maybe I'm just less competitive than I used to be, and that would make sense because I haven't really played the game for a month, so there we go. But yeah, they both look nice, and they're good maps as far as I can tell. The other thing was the Bandit now has a scope, the Bandit Evo. I've used it, and like I'll be honest, it's better than the Bandit regular, but I'd still favour the BR. And I know some people are going to call me like a boomer or something like, oh, you just want the BR in Halo, adapt. But I just feel like the BR is more responsive for me. I seem to have a bug with the game as well, where the Bandit Evo, the audio for the gunfire for me is like a full second delayed. I'm not sure if it's just my speakers or something, but yeah, that was a weird thing that I didn't like. Whereas the BR just still feels exactly the same as it always did, and I'd rank them currently. I'd rank the BR top for me, then the Bandit Evo, then the Bandit regular, and then the Commando is god awful. Other weapon changes include the Mangler is now back to its previous self, where it's one shot, one melee to kill. So we might see a lot more people running around with, you know, one shot Mangler to the body and then one melee to kill people, which was a fun meta at the time. I guess they brought it back because people felt like the weapon was being underused or something, so to get it into the fold a bit more, they've changed it back, and we'll see what people think about that one. The Battle Pass seems great. For those who don't know, it's been reduced to a 50 tier pass, which is something that I wanted to do with my game Cross Planet that I'm making. I always said a battle pass with less tiers, but also less filler content seems much better than, you know, a 100 tier pass, which basically just has 50 XP boosts and challenge swaps in them, and redundant emblems and things like that. So what 343 have done now is they've compacted all things into groups. So rather than say unlocking shoulder pad left at level 7 and shoulder pad right at level 9, they're just grouped into one, so you unlock them both at the same time, therefore reducing the amount of tiers in the battle pass, which is a great thing to do. It means people can unlock things quicker. I believe the pass is also slightly cheaper, and there's less filler stuff in there that people are never gonna really use. And then finally there's the extraction mode, which I haven't played. I need to go and play that, but it's currently 1 AM. I'm going to need to get some sleep, so I'll do a separate video playing in the extraction. I was going to say infection then. And yeah, that's about everything I can think of. I'm sure there's more. Firefight, I believe, comes later on in the season, right? So we'll obviously do some videos on that. And I'll, you know, keep people updated on how the game is performing in terms of stats and player base and things as well. That's all from me today. As usual, plug at the end. I mentioned my game Cross Planet. It's a third-person shooter for PC and now mobile as well. I'd appreciate if you wishlist on Steam. We're trying to get 3,000 before the end of the year. And if you are a mobile player, just keep your eye out. Eventually I'll announce when you can like shortlist it on mobile or whatever you do. We'll figure that out soon. So yeah, there'll be a playtest for the game before the end of the year. So if you do want to try it yourself, then yeah, make sure you go on wishlist on Steam to get access to that and get notified and all that good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.